All right, guys. So the streaming has started. I'll be back in 10 minutes. Test, 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 test. All right, guys, we are live. Um, although we have not much people on the stream, I will start doing my analysis, explain my TA. So, although we want to trade basically in the same day, doing the trade, taking profit in the same day, or actually in the same 1 hour, 1 or 2 hours. It's important to know that we are sitting on a landmine. And to explain what a landmine is, let me show you this here on the daily chart. This was a seller who started already to a new low. Um, Basically broke the price on this point, and the power is coming from him, from this guy here. Um, we are sitting on his price, on his point. So it's we have to be very careful, because when he suddenly shows a sign that he is alive, then we can have a sudden uh, push from the sellers, and that we call a landmine. So we have to be very careful and watch. Also on the lower time frames, watching the chart with this in our mind, that we are sitting on his landmine. Um, so going back to the 1 hour chart, we already spoke in the previous videos about this territory. We are sitting in the buyer zone of the 4 hourly big boy. Buyer zone. All this area is in his territory. So the price is holding on these levels, but we have to make sure that this becomes a real high and the price don't falls down and breaks this buyer. So because when we go past this uh, big boy, so this is the big boy with this buyer zone. When we pass him, then this isn't a high, wasn't, yeah, it stayed a couple of days on this point. So you can say that we reached this high, but it was not significant enough to keep it on the price. So yes, okay, better. So when we broke the price and we came to this point, what we want to see is that we keep the price higher. Otherwise, we have to go back all the way to this point. When we push the price to these highs here, the guy who pushed the price is sitting here, and also so his buyer zone. So when we break this guy, all of the sudden the only buyer still sitting in this territory is here. And basically, depending on how much power the sellers have, uh, we can decide whether we are back in seller zone or we are in a mini seller zone inside this buyer zone. So don't get confused. Also, if we want to see the chart as the big boy, the chart with the big boy, the daily on the big boy on the daily, then we can say that we are in his seller zone And because yeah, we cannot forget this important point. So when the daily is our big boy, then still this big boy sitting over here on this point is alive. We didn't go past him, we didn't take him out yet. So we are sitting in the daily seller zone. On the 4 hourly buyer zone, and we are basically fighting. This is a fight between the buyer on the 4 hourly and the seller on the daily. Who is going to win? So that will be decided, I think, tonight, but I'm not sure. I cannot. I don't have I cannot see into the future. But um, when we compare the volume and uh, the candles, the volume and the size of the candles, we can say, to go back to the, we can say that the buyers are basically, yeah, the momentum of the buyers are fading out on this point. So this could turn out in a major sellout, or we can see a V formation from the sellers. And if so, then we change our direction to the seller's mode, and then we try to step in and try to make an entry on the seller side. So basically, this is the actual uh, situation we are in. So we won't do a buy on this moment, no, because we can end up stepping on the landmine and losing our initial investment, or losing a part of it, because also a stop loss on this chart, on this, depends on how many leverage you use, but it can be a 10 or 20%. So we don't want to do this. Depends on how many leverage we set up, but we don't want this. Still, we have power in the sellers. Um, we didn't see any consolidation on the seller side, so we want a fading out the sellers, but I'm not confident enough about this. Sellers still are active, and basically is waiting and seeing what's happen, what will happen. This is my update for tonight. So you guys know I'm waiting. Either the sellers will come and give a V formation with a lot of volume, and they take out this recent uh, big boy on the 4 hourly time frame. This is the big boy from the 4 hourly time frame. When the sellers take him out with a V formation, then all the we are looking from that point, from that moment on, we are looking for the sells. But if we see tonight the sellers uh, lose their momentum on this point, and they give an, we get a sign from the 1 hourly, on the 1 hourly, a nice V formation with a lot of power, a sign from this guy that he's still alive and he's willing to go higher, then we will time our entry for a buy, but not before that. And we have to be very, very confident. Also, we want to see a extreme. And what is an extreme? an extreme point is an example for something what's called an extreme is this here, what we see here, an extreme price volatility, like for instance, this could say a money spot. This is a money spot, and this is what we want to see. Basically, this all area where we are in is already a money spot. Why? Because it is a spot, and a money after a money spot, a very big movement will happen. We are sitting and fighting between this buyer and this seller, and this is the point where they are fighting, and this is called a money spot. And so in the overall view, when we look at with a bird's eye view, and we take the weekly time frame also, then we can say that we are in our overall, and basically this is for all crypto, we are in buyer zone still for everything, because Bitcoin is also in an overall view on the highest time frame is in the buyer zone. So always a money spot. In this case, you can be more sure that the buyers will take over, but we are not 100% sure yet. So it can happen that the sellers come with a V formation, but in this money spot, I would say the odds are more on the side of the buyers, but we have to be sure. It's a very difficult point, and you don't want to get caught up in this fire, because yeah, it can be hurting. So guys, I hope I have explained this situation clearly for you guys, so you have something, you can do something with this information. I'm watching the chart. If anything's change in this couple of hours, I will come back live again, or I will make a video so I can explain more about the bias. So basically, our focus is to do a trade on the lower time frame, so we can do a trade or sometimes a couple of trades on a daily basis. Although it's very difficult to do this only with a ETH or a Bitcoin pair. Normally I do this on Forex. Then you have 7 major currencies where you can trade against, and this gives a lot more opportunity. Now we are just having Ethereum and Bitcoin with a significant volume to give us nice tradable moments on a lower time frame. Also, there are some other alts, but it's all correlated. So basically, all the moments are pretty much the same. So there's not so much diversity. So it's very interesting what's happening here. Let's see it and let's watch it. I will keep the live open and for a couple of minutes now, because you never know how this will turn. Still, this guy is alive. Still, this guy is alive. Still, too much sellers. Also, this is the in a mini seller zone. This guy is alive. Still, we have too much landmines to in front of us, because this is the one from the 5-minute time frame. Yeah. So when we see only this data, this guy is the last seller. So you have to watch it like this. So basically, it's possible to do a trade on a 5 minutes and a 3 minute time frame, but then we have to be with the seller side, and I'm not confident to do a sell on this moment. Um, Same concept I spoke about in the previous videos. It doesn't matter on what time frame you are. It it counts for the same. So on a five, so if the big boy is on the 5 minute time, no, let's do the 15 minutes. So if the big boy is the 15-minute time frame, so our direction, the deciding direction we want to watch is the 15-minute time frame, then we are in seller zone. And we already see that the sellers took over and made their low. So this was the when we was watching this for a sell, then we needed to go back to the 5 minutes, and we see here fading out the buyers, and then suddenly the V formation came, and you have to go for the sells on this point, and then this is the take profit area, the recent low. This should be then the take profit area. So also, if you want to do a very quick trade, then we should look at the sells. But because I know that the this money spot is too important, I don't want to risk uh, to do a trade on this point. Yes, when we were on this point, then a trade was a quick trade was possible, but not anymore from this point, because I don't think we will break out lower than this area for now. But who knows what happens. To do a trade between from this point to this point, it's not worthy enough. So let's watch how this develops, guys. I will be back online when things change. Bye bye.